grenade launcher. Hidden under a bench in a suburban Georgia home, 1.7 kilograms of fentanyl, capable of producing 850,000 lethal doses, and a cartel logistics hub operating within walking distance of the University of Georgia campus. For years, they didn't just distribute drugs, they built a paramilitary outpost disguised as a neighborhood. This is the story of how Operation Takeback America dismantled a Sinaloa Cartel command center, and why the agents who raided it knew they were fighting foreign soldiers, not street dealers. 5:14 a.m., Jefferson, Georgia. Long before sunrise, the low hum of heavy engines breaks the silence. Suddenly, a flashbang detonates. A deafening shockwave tears through the block like a clap of thunder. Through the smoke, red and blue strobes bounce off wet pavement. Tactical teams scream commands. FBI, let me see those hands. Search warrant. In the distance, the wail of sirens echoes through darkness. The whole neighborhood wakes up, but nobody realizes they're looking at the front lines of a silent war that slipped right across the border. If you believe guys walking around with grenade launchers don't belong in American suburbs, tap like now and comment "Take Back America." In a heartbeat, armored Bearcats block off both ends of the street. It's a massive force. FBI, SWAT, Homeland Security, the DEA's Athens Task Force, moving in perfect sync. This isn't just a raid, it's the kickoff for Operation Takeback America, a massive federal strike against a drug ring dug deep into Georgia's college towns. Once they breach the door, agents stumble onto way more than they bargained for. The kitchen table is buried under plastic-wrapped bricks of cocaine and methamphetamine. Right next to it, a tray loaded with fentanyl powder has been knocked onto the floor. That deadly dust shimmers in the tactical lights, but the real surprise is the heavy weaponry. 26 guns, including 12 AR-15 rifles, a dozen pistols, and hidden under a bench, an actual military grenade launcher. Type grenade launcher. If this arsenal shocks you, this is not a normal bust. It's a paramilitary outpost masquerading as a suburban house. The air reeks of chemicals and gun solvent. Maps on the wall outline smuggling routes stretching from Mexico to Georgia. Sticky notes are plastered everywhere, covered in codes representing names, payouts, and phone numbers. That's when the feds know this is cartel-level warfare, operating right under everyone's noses. Intelligence teams have been tracking wire transfers and encrypted chatter for months, connecting Athens and Atlanta to offshore accounts. Now they have the smoking gun. The ringleader is a 48-year-old Mexican national named Chato, heavily linked to the Sinaloa Cartel. He's done time for trafficking before, but instead of going straight after his release, he just got smarter and reorganized. Wiretaps reveal his crew is using student rentals as stash houses, washing dirty money through local shops. Surveillance cameras catch couriers swapping packages in parking lots, just a stone's throw from the University of Georgia. To the locals, they look like delivery drivers. To the feds, they're foot soldiers for a foreign criminal empire. Comment "foot soldiers" if you see this as foreign infiltration. They've embedded themselves among families, students, and teachers for years without raising a single red flag. But the scariest part for investigators isn't the cash or the guns. It's the rap sheets. A bunch of these suspects have already served hard time for serious drug felonies, only to get out and get right back in the game. These are not street corner hustlers. They're hardened, armed career criminals, sitting on enough fentanyl to wipe out nearly 7 million people. How many other stash houses are out there? Nobody can say. By dawn, 13 agencies have hit 12 targets across Athens, Atlanta, and Jefferson. One agent calls it slow-motion urban combat. Every team hits their doors at the exact same moment to keep anyone from sending a warning. They find ledgers tracking $900,000 in cash at one spot. At another, burner phones are buzzing with texts from Mexico. The proof is undeniable. A major foreign cartel has set up a regional headquarters in the middle of Georgia. Type regional HQ. If you understand this isn't just drug dealing, it's an invasion. The street goes quiet again, but the agents aren't fooled. You cut off one head of a beast this big, and another one starts growing in the shadows immediately. As the sun burns off the morning fog, the scope of Operation Takeback America becomes obvious. A single raid has turned into a statewide offensive. Convoys of federal vehicles roll down Interstate 85, loaded with evidence boxes, crates of rifles, handcuffs, helicopters circle overhead, their rotors thumping a steady beat as they keep watch over the transport. At the FBI command post in Athens, screens glow with red markers across 3 counties, showing secured sites and pending breaches. The radio chatter is calm, but serious. All units hold for simultaneous extraction. Strict silence, no mistakes. This is not a local drug bust. It's the systematic teardown of a transnational combat unit. Comment combat unit. If you see this as warfare, not crime, it's run with military discipline. Every warehouse is a logistics hub. Everyone has a job. Cook, runner, enforcer, sentry. Intel analysts look at the encrypted comms and see coordination that looks more like special forces maneuvers than gang activity. Even the veterans are shocked by the speed. Orders travel from Mexico to Georgia in minutes, not days. Someone inside the U.S. is directing traffic in real time. And as agents catalog the haul, the statistics paint a grim picture. 26 kilograms of cocaine, valued at roughly $780,000. 1.7 kilos of fentanyl, capable of manufacturing 850,000 lethal doses. 500 grams of meth, 140 grams of crack, over a kilo of marijuana. 128 black market pills, pressed to look like standard painkillers. Throw in 26 guns and a live grenade launcher, and the threat level is undeniable. Forensics dust the launcher for prints. The serial number has been scrubbed. A signature move for weapons diverted straight from the Central American black market. Type 850K doses. If this number shocks you, the local press reports a drug bust, but investigators see a billion-dollar cartel logistics hub sitting right between the Atlanta supply lines and the Athens campus. Any road could be a smuggling lane, and likely is. In the debriefs, the top brass steer clear of political talk. One director puts it bluntly: "We aren't policing neighborhoods, we are defending them." That sums it up. Domestic defense against foreign narcotics warfare. Homeland Security tracks the money through shell companies tied to vacant storefronts. Take the tire shop that hasn't sold a tire in 2 years, but washes $63,000 a week through a Chinese-linked shadow bank. The cartel isn't just pushing poison, it's infecting the local economy. DEA agents trace the web back to known Sinaloa middlemen. Texts from burner phones mention the blue bag and summer heat, code for product drops and payoffs. That phrase echoes the FBI's own operation name, Project Summer Heat, proving the enemy has enough intel to throw federal code words right back at them. If the syndicate knows the code name before the raid starts, just how deep is the leak? Comment deep. Leak. If you see the corruption extending into law enforcement, community shock turns to terror. Athens students wake up to photos of grenade launchers sitting next to dorm furniture. Parents flood campus hotlines asking about safety. Few know how close the war zone is to the lecture halls and coffee shops. By noon, 17 suspects are in cuffs. 12 go down in the initial breach, 5 more after a chase near the Atlanta outskirts. They're facing life sentences under federal conspiracy laws. Some are recidivists, fresh off early release from state prison. A veteran agent says it best: "We're fighting the same soldiers twice." The room goes silent, because for every cell you dismantle, another regroups. Same rank, different face, but a win is a win. The sweep decapitates a satellite crew, seizes $1 million in narcotics, and stops countless overdoses. But the victory feels hollow. They know the network stretches across state lines. Feeding the beast? Type hollow victory. If you understand this is one battle, not the war. As night falls on Athens, transports roll out to federal lockup. One truck bears a sticker: Operation Takeback America. Phase 1. Complete. Nobody cheers. They know the pattern. When a cartel takes a hit, it doesn't retreat. It reboots, sharper and deadlier. By night 2, Intel analysts are mapping the seized tech, revealing a web far more intricate than anyone expected. Logs show crypto transfers and offshore wires bouncing through California, Texas, and Georgia. The enemy isn't shrinking, it's evolving. At the cyber lab, a heat map lights up red. Each dot is a relay. Warehouses, safe houses, ghost cars, data speeds show the command centers are alive and well, just buried deeper. Amid the noise, a second operation is hiding in plain sight. At 7:45 a.m., they catch a message. It pings near the Alabama border. Phase 2, delayed. Heat, go south. For the task force, that line is the spark. Another convoy is moving, likely hauling another fortune in fentanyl. Comment, Phase 2, if you're ready to see the second strike. Minutes later, drones launch from Macon. FBI tactical teams hit the rural highways. Thermal cameras sweep the trees for heat signatures. There, a cluster of trucks parked under the canopy, engines still warm. If they reach Interstate 85, that poison will disappear into the bloodstream of America. Agents move fast. Roadblocks seal the lane. Black SUVs swarm the county line. Drivers rigged with night vision. Shoulder mics crackle. Intercept authorized. Lights flash. Engines scream. And the hunt is on. The first truck gives up. The second tries to ram the blockade. They box it in. Inside the trailer, bricks of compressed powder, packaged just like the Athens stash. Hidden compartments hold guns and a stripped M203 launcher. Proof the cartel is still rearming. As the dust settles, live data streams back to HQ. Analysts match confiscated phones against open warrants. One specific phone number keeps popping up, hiding behind a mask of different names. They call him Tumar, the mechanic, or sometimes Blue Light. When investigators trace that burner line, it points straight back to Culiacan, Sinaloa. This Georgia setup isn't just a satellite office. It's a tentacle controlled directly by the cartel bosses in Mexico. Type Culiacan if you understand this is foreign command and control. At the same time, DEA intel uncovers another layer. Dirty money being washed through crypto exchanges hidden by American shell companies. Tiny spikes in blockchain traffic line up perfectly with drug shipments, showing them turning product into cash in real time. Every single digital heartbeat represents a life in danger. For the agents staring at the monitors, it's obvious. The war zone has moved from dirt roads to the dark web, and these criminals know exactly how to navigate both. At 9:30 p.m., Federal Command sends down a quiet order. Lock it all down immediately. Cyber units freeze 7 digital wallets, holding over $900,000 in drug profits, while DEA teams snag warrants for 2 Atlanta accounts tied to underground banking rings in China. For the first time, they're slicing through the cartel's global cash flow, one account at a time. But pushing that hard triggers a reaction. That night, a deputy in Jackson County spots drones buzzing over a police evidence lot. The machines zip away before anyone can grab them, but one detail is impossible to miss. Every single drone is equipped with a cargo hook. Experts later figure they're custom jobs built to snatch small items, probably hard drives or sensitive files. It's a clear message from the cartel. We have eyes on you. Comment, we see you, if this surveillance escalation shocks you. By morning, Operation Takeback America has turned from a drug bust into a full-blown spy war. What started with handcuffs in Georgia has spread across 5 states and crossed 2 borders. But even as the agencies celebrate the haul, they know this fight is nowhere near done. Every decoded text and frozen bank account points to a massive ghost network that's still active. Somewhere just off the map, a backup system is already powering up, waiting for the feds to blink. By 4:30 a.m., mist still blankets Jackson County as federal squads regroup. Inside a converted warehouse, status screens flip from red to green. The phrase target zone secured flashes across every monitor. Operation Takeback America has pulled off the impossible, crushing a live cartel cell operating on U.S. soil. Evidence tables groan under sealed crates containing 26 kilos of coke, 1.7 kilos of fentanyl, meth, and piles of fake pills. The street value tops $900,000. But the agents don't care about the math. Every bag seized means a funeral that won't happen on Georgia streets. Across the room, an ICE commander scans the armory log. 12 rifles, 14 pistols, and that terrifying grenade launcher from Jefferson. If they had fired that thing, he mutters, we wouldn't be counting arrests. We'd be counting bodies. Somewhere south of the border, more rocket launchers are likely being boxed up right now. type counting bodies. If you understand how close this came to mass casualties, intel says the brass call the raid a textbook victory, but the agents on the ground know the reality. This isn't the end, it's just a breather between fights. The cartel's foreign handlers have already vanished, chats wiped, wallets frozen. But a new signal could start pinging any second. At the press conference that afternoon, the U.S. attorney keeps his voice steady. Today proves that when we stand together, we can terrify the groups getting rich off killing Americans. Behind him, a table of captured guns sits like trophies from a war zone. Cameras click, but outside in the rain, locals watch in silence, horrified that the war isn't an ocean away, it's right next door. Even though the police lights are gone, the darkness they exposed will hang over Georgia for years. By sundown, 17 suspects are behind bars. The charges include drug conspiracies, illegal gun possession, and working with foreign crime lords. Prosecutors secure a life sentence for the boss, Cheeto. His crew is next in line. Finally, the fentanyl supply chain in Georgia is clearly cut. Yet deep in the agency's lockup, one sealed box sits waiting. A rugged hard drive recovered from the bust. Techs find partial data. Phase 3, path set. Then the display cuts out. This case teaches a brutal lesson. When cartels embed themselves in American suburbs, they don't just deal drugs, they build fortresses. When foreign criminals use student housing as logistics hubs, it's not crime, it's warfare. And when grenade launchers sit hidden under benches in Georgia homes, the threat isn't theoretical, it's existential. For years, this network operated in plain sight. Couriers moving packages near campus, money washing through tire shops, encrypted orders traveling from Culiacan to Athens in minutes. And through it all, enough fentanyl to kill 7 million people sitting in a house within walking distance of college students. Because this operation proved something essential. Cartels are waging war on America, not with armies, not with invasions, but with logistics, corruption, and the weaponization of our own infrastructure. They turned student rentals into stash houses. They embedded paramilitary units in neighborhoods. And for years, they moved hundreds of kilos of poison through Georgia highways. But in one synchronized morning, federal agents took it all down. 13 agencies, 12 targets, 26 guns seized, 850,000 doses destroyed, and a message sent: American soil is not cartel territory. When foreign criminal empires build command centers in our suburbs, they will be dismantled.